Hello and welcome to NDTV 24/7. I'm Priyanshi Sharma and let's start this show with the preparations being made for Prime Minister Narendra Modi's US visit. With less than 48 hours left for Prime Minister Modi's first state visit to the US, the Indian American community is already gearing up to roll the red carpet. The mega welcome has kicked off with a quote-unquote Indian Unity Day march in 20 major cities across America. The march is planned at major landmark locations such as Washington Monument to Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., Times Square in New York, and the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco ahead of Prime Minister Modi's visit. My colleague Namrata Brar sent us this report from Times Square in New York. Take a look.
With less than 48 hours to go for Prime Minister Modi to land here in New York to begin his first official United States state visit, we have with us the welcome from the Indian American community already started and gearing up. They've rolled the red carpet and you can see the sense of excitement as a report from the global crossroads of the world, New York's Times Square. Very emblematic of the fact that India has now risen in its power and influence right here in the center of the West, as well as reclaimed its own power in global politics, business, defense, across all sectors and spheres. It is now being called a rule maker, not a rule taker. But let's speak to the Indian American community gathered here, and I have an assorted mix of influential leaders here within the community. Tell us, what is this excitement? The first state visit, but this is a royal welcome.
Well, you can see what a royal welcome awaits Prime Minister Modi. Today is 18th, 2 days before he's arriving, and today is the Father's Day. Everybody's supposed to be at home. Look at the excitement. Hundreds of people have come to welcome our Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who's not only the Prime Minister of Bharat, but he's a global leader. And Indian American community is very, very excited for this historical event to welcome him in New York and the first ever state visit to USA at the invitation of President Biden.
Okay, and we hear the popularity is most of any global leaders for Prime Minister Modi.
Yes.
It's ranked at 77%. That is by miles the highest. What to your mind brings that popularity?
See, when we welcome Modi ji, I mean, this is a kickoff for the festival that's going to happen for next few days, right? So we're all excited. The reason is, simply because the value, the NRS, we look at it as a pride that increased, over the years, last few years, because the value is more as a Indians. That makes him a rock star in the, in all across the world. So that makes us, proud to be an Indian descent, right? So we get the value here. So Indians, they look up their value. So that makes, that Modi ji has done to NRIs that, that make us so feel good and great about.
And ahead of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to the US Secretary of State Antony Blinken is in China amid tensions between the world's two largest economies. Now, in the highest level trip to China by a US official in nearly 5 years, Blinken is on a mission to cool tensions between the US and China. Now, he tweeted saying that today I met with the People's Republic of China's State Councillor and Foreign Minister Qin Gang, and this meeting happened in Beijing, and the two discussed how they can responsibly manage the relationship between the two countries through open channels of communication. Moving to the big story back home, in just 72 hours, 54 people have died at a district hospital in Uttar Pradesh's Balia and 400 have been hospitalized. But there's confusion over what caused these deaths. As temperatures in Uttar Pradesh crossed 40 degrees Celsius, the medical superintendent of the hospital said that the deaths could be linked to the severe UP heat. After this, the UP government suspended this doctor for making quote-unquote premature statements, and the government ordered its own probe. An official who's a part of that investigation team has categorically said that these deaths have nothing to do with the heat. Listen in to that official along with the contradictory statement of the hospital's medical superintendent.
पेशेंट की पहली शिकायत होती है हीट वेव में वो सबसे ज़्यादा बुखार की होती है और चेतना डिस्टर्ब होने की होती है। तो बुखार वाली कंप्लेन नहीं है, चेस्ट पेन है, डिस्निया है, सांस फूलने की भी तकलीफ है, और थर्ड पे बुखार है, और बुखार इतना ज़्यादा नहीं है कि 104, 105, 106 हो जाए।
ये बाहर की जो आजकल मौसम देख रहे होंगे, टेम्परेचर अब 45, 46, 42, तो इस तरह टेम्परेचर में लू लगने की संभावना या इस तरह के मरीज आने, सांस फूलने, तो डॉक्टरों को इसको देखने को सभी डॉक्टर क्या पूरी सर्विस टीम जो है हमारी हेल्थ प्रोवाइडिंग टीम जो है अलर्ट मोड में रहती है। किसी प्रकार की दिक्कतें आती हो तो हम लोग उसको निपट लें।
And now to a shocking double murder in the national capital. 2 women were shot dead in Delhi's RK Puram area. 15 to 20 armed men came looking for a man over a 10,000 rupee loan, but they shot dead his 2 sisters. The Delhi police have arrested 3 people for this murder. Take a look at what happened.
Over 10 rounds fired in the early hours of Sunday morning in the heart of the national capital. And 30-year-old Pinky and her sister Jyoti, 29, are shot right outside their house in this crowded basti. While the shooters fled the spot, the severely injured women were rushed to a nearby hospital where they died.
लाला को बहुत सारे लड़के आ रखे हैं, 30-35 लड़के आ रखे हैं, कम से कम 20-30 लड़के आ रखे हैं, और पता नहीं क्या क्या है इनके हाथ में। और देखो दरवाजा पिट पड़ा है। उन्होंने सर आती फिर दरवाजा नहीं खोला है, तो मेरा भाई डर के मारे अंदर घुस गया, सर दरवाजा नहीं खोला, फिर उन्होंने ईंट पत्थर बजाए, दरवाजा तोड़ने की कोशिश करी है। इनसे दरवाजा सर नहीं टूटा है, ठीक है। उसके बाद सर 15-20 मिनट बाद दोबारा आते हैं, आते के साथ उन्होंने मेरे से आते बोला, हाँ भाई चल। मैंने सर मैं भाई कहाँ चलूँ, भाई इतना पूछा ना भाई कहाँ चलूँ। इतनी देर में सर उन्होंने मेरे को फायरिंग करनी स्टार्ट कर दी। ये मेरे एक तो छू के निकल गई सर, ये एक छू के निकल गई, फिर दूसरी करी तो मेरे बहन ने बोला ललित भाई भाग। मैं सर जैसे ही भागा हूँ, मैं भागा, मेरे को 2 फायरिंग और करी, लेकिन सर मैं बच गया। इतने मेरे बहन जैसे बचाव करा, मेरी जाकर मैंने सर मेरी बहनों पे गोली चला दी।
The Delhi police say the victim's brother was involved in betting and is out on bail in a previous case. The 2 shooters, Arjun and Michael, have been arrested by the police, who say that the murder is related to money.
आज सुबह 4:30 बजे आरके पुरम थाने में एक पीसीआर कॉल मिली है गोली चलने की। तो मौके पे लोकल स्टाफ पहुंचे थे, वहाँ 2 महिला की गोली चली है। जो इंजर्ड महिला को हॉस्पिटल में शिफ्ट किया गया है, और जब हॉस्पिटल में भी हमें इनकी फैमिली से बात करने और कंप्लेंट लेने के बाद हमको पता चला है क्या इशू हुआ। तो इस मामले में हमने अभी तक 3 लोगों को अरेस्ट कर लिया है, अर्जुन, एक माइकल और एक देव है। बाकी फर्दर इन्वेस्टिगेशन जारी है।
A political brawl has now broken out on the law and order situation in Delhi, with the Aam Aadmi Party hitting out at the Delhi LG over the double murder.
कभी एक बेटी को कई किलोमीटर तक घसीट के मार दिया जाता है, कभी एक बेटी को टुकड़े टुकड़े काट के मार दिया जाता है, कभी एक बेटी को चाकुओं से गोद गोद के मार दिया जाता है, कभी कोर्ट के अंदर हत्या हो जाती है, कभी सड़क पे गैंगवार हो रहा है, कभी किसी की हत्या एक सिपाही की हत्या हो जा रही है। तो कानून व्यवस्था को बर्बाद करने के लिए दिल्ली का एलजी सीधे तौर पे जिम्मेदार है।
जो जो विभाग आपके पास हैं पहले उसमें सुधार करिए, राजनीति मत करिए। और पंजाब में आपकी पार्टी की सरकार है, सबसे ज्यादा कानून व्यवस्था यदि कहीं खराब है तो पंजाब में है, जब से आम आदमी पार्टी की सरकार वहां आई है। दुखद घटना है, और जो भी दोषी लोग हैं उनके खिलाफ कड़ी से कड़ी कार्रवाई हो। ऐसे सभी लोगों को फांसी के फंदे पर चढ़ाया जाए।
Shootouts in broad daylight have been on the rise, particularly in the past year in Delhi. Well, brutal crimes and the delayed PCR response in many such cases have raised many questions on police reforms. All these instances are only testimony to the latest NCRB report that labels Delhi as one of the most unsafe cities for women. Vedant Agarwal for NDTV.
And now let's focus on Rajasthan. In Rajasthan, there is a flood-like situation in the districts of Jalore and Barmer due to the cyclone Biparjoy that made a landfall in Gujarat's Kutch on the 15th of June. Now, parts of Rajasthan are witnessing rainfall that's more than what they used to receive in the entire monsoon season. Rivers that have been dry for decades are now gushing with water. My colleague Harsha Kumari Singh sent us this report.
Heavy rain in Barmer, more than the district receives in the entire monsoon season, leaving many areas completely waterlogged. Jalore, Barmer and South Pali are facing a flood-like situation. Worst hit is Chautan in Barmer with 266 mm of rainfall.
हालात बहुत खराब है। सुबह 8 बजे से 8 से 2 बजे से बरसात चालू है। वैसे तो कल से चालू है, सुबह 8 बजे से लगातार भारी बारिश हो रही है और पानी घरों में घुस गया है। खाद्य सामग्री है और अन्य सामग्री के कपड़े बिस्तर है, सारे मतलब भीग गए और खराब भी हो गई।
नुकसान तो घरों में पानी घुसने का, घर का सामान वगैरह जो खाद्य सामग्री वगैरह वो भी तो नष्ट हुई होगी, और चीजें भी कई है जो पानी के बहाव के साथ बह गई होगी।
बहुत नुकसान हो गया, हर घर में करीब 4-5 लाख का हर घर में नुकसान हो गया है।
In Jalore district on the border with Gujarat, dams and seasonal rivers are filling and flowing fast. In South Barmer, in Sivana, rivers that have been dry for 10 years are now gushing with water. There has been more rain in these districts than they receive in the entire monsoon season. Barmer has received up to 266 mm of rain in 48 hours when its annual quota of rain is 277 mm. Jalore, Chittalwana, Raniwada, Jalore have received more than 330 mm of rain. Mount Abu has received 360 mm of rain. Pali has received from 190 to 249 mm of rain. In Samdari, a small town in Barmer which received 196 mm of rain, the local government hospital is flooded. Railway tracks have been breached at 5 places, forcing trains in Barmer and on the Marwar Junction route to be cancelled. The NDRF and the SDRF teams have conducted rescue operations in Barmer, where more than 1,000 people have been moved to safer places following heavy rain.
अब ये जो विंड का जो यदि आप डायग्राम देखेंगे इसी के साथ में, तो आप देखिए कि जैसे जैसे ये सिस्टम का इंटेंसिटी कम हो रहा है कि जो गस्टीनेस विंड है वो भी अकॉर्डिंगली कम हो रही है। तो साइक्लोन से नेक्स्ट जो इंटेंसिटी जब स्टेप डाउन होगा ये सिस्टम, तो डीप डिप्रेशन बनेगा और उस दौरान विंड की जो स्पीड है वो 50-60 किलोमीटर के नीचे जो है वो दर्ज होगी।
The cyclone, which is now a depression, is causing heavy rain, moving northeast and will bring rain to central and northeast Rajasthan. The rest of the state is witnessing cloudy skies, light rain as the intensity of the cyclone gradually weakens. In Jaipur, Harsha Kumari Singh, NDTV.
And the weather woes continue across India as Sikkim is also devastated by floods with thousands stranded, rivers overflowing and landslides that have hit parts of the state while relief operations are underway. An orange alert has been sounded for northeast India, predicting heavy rain and thunderstorms. Other states too are witnessing wild weather with landslides in Meghalaya, flash floods in Tripura and floods in Assam as well. Now news from Tamil Nadu. Expelled DMK leader Shivaji Krishnamurthy has been arrested over his offensive comments on actor and BJP leader Khushbu Sundar and the Tamil Nadu governor R.N. Ravi. Krishnamurthy was arrested an hour after being expelled from the DMK over his derogatory remarks. This after there have been repeated calls for his expulsion by the opposition BJP after he made open threats against the Tamil Nadu governor in the month of January. Listen in to what Khushbu Sundar said about the comments.
So when they do not have anything to counter, they will stoop to this level of maligning and this kind of character assassination. And this time I'm not going to keep quiet. I'm going to hit back till it hurts them. I'm going to hit back. And that's why I said I want chief ministers to speak, but I know very well chief minister will not ever have the guts to speak.
And now with that we'll take a very short break, but we'll be back with more news on the other side. Stay tuned. Welcome Welcome back. Let's focus on economic news now. Well, the net direct tax collection for this financial year 2024 so far, as on the 17th June, is up by 11% at 3.8 lakh crore rupees compared to 3.4 lakh crore rupees in the corresponding period of financial year 2023, according to data that has been released by the government. Now, this is data for the period April to June for this financial year, and it shows that the gross collection of direct taxes, that's before adjusting for refunds, for financial year 2024 is up by close to 13% year on year at 4.19 lakh crore. The advanced tax collection for this fiscal stands at around 1.17 lakh crore, showing a growth of over 13%. The gross direct tax collection includes corporation tax at 1.87 lakh crore rupees and personal income tax, including securities transaction tax, at 2.31 lakh crore rupees. Tax refunds amounting to over 39,000 crore rupees have also been issued this year, showing a growth of 30% from the April to June period last year. And now to a shocking story. An Indian origin student has been arrested in the United Kingdom for allegedly raping an intoxicated woman that he had met in a club. Preet Vikal, 20 years old, carried the intoxicated woman to his flat in United Kingdom's Cardiff and raped her in June last year, according to the police. Vikal came across the woman while she was on a night out with her friends in the Cardiff city centre, and the police say that he took advantage of an intoxicated and vulnerable young woman. Well, CCTV showed Preet Vikal carrying the victim in his arms and later across his shoulders, as you can see in those visuals. Now, how did this case come to light now? It was this CCTV footage along with an Instagram chat of Vikal that led to him being identified and then arrested. Reports said that after taking the woman home, Preet Vikal took a quote-unquote trophy photograph of the victim, and sent it to his friends, which ended up being evidence against him. Vikal has now been sentenced to 6 years and 9 months in prison.